asking this question. What is my best first defensive move in a surprise close contact with someone bigger coming at me? I am 5'7", 160 pounds. It appears hand to hand. I see no weapons. I carry no weapons. I am a veteran.
All right, the first principle of defense is distance. So anytime you find yourself being jumped or ambushed and somebody's obviously has the tactical advantage right away, the best thing you can do is create distance. Once you have distance, now distance really is relative. I mean, you can run away and create a lot of distance, and that's a good thing. No point in dying right there on the spot. You can always come back and fight another day. But first thing is you want to create space between you and the opposition. Once you create space, basically you're buying time. That gives you time to assess the situation and then react, you know. And so with that said, you know, there's probably many of you have heard of the OODA loop, which is observe, orient, decide, and act. And it's really a system of thinking that allows you to deal with stress situations rapidly. So what does that mean? Observe.
You have to observe what's coming at you. You have to observe threat, for example.
You have to be aware that it's coming. You have to orient, okay? That means basically size it up, assess the situation, and then make a decision on how do you want to cope with that situation. And then from there on, you react. And the OODA loop, they call it OODA loop because you continuously go through that process of observing, orient, deciding, and acting. You know, and it's dynamic. And anytime you throw a variable in there, so a second guy jumps in there, the OODA loop changes again. So again, it's a process of thinking, but to answer your question, the first principle of defense is distance, create distance, and then from there you have options.
Furniture is real nice to have around too. If you're talking and you've got a problem and there's maybe multiple assailants around, you want to get it down to one or two. You know, you can always manipulate their position by working around them. Same time, if I had one here and then Remo walked up and suddenly I've got two assailants, Remo, and I've got a problem. Well, who am I going to take out first? If I'm in a situation real crowded like that and he's got a chair behind him, I'm going to just sit there in the middle of this. I may look at him, which will lower his defenses. So when I turn to look like this, I'm probably just going to take my hand right in his face and just push. When he hits that chair, he's going to keep on falling until he hits the floor, which will give me time to go ahead and work over the second assailant. Now, he may be coming back up. You got to watch for that. But if there's a chair behind him, you give him a little quick push, boom, they're gone, falling through about 3 or 4 different tables and cases.
Hey, it's Jimbo here with another tip. Okay, this one's a little gory, but in a life and death struggle, you'll need to know this because people get robbed, beaten, and killed every day. For the last 25 years, I've worked with experienced street fighters and U.S. Special Forces who've seen a lot of bloody combat. One Green Beret buddy of mine was telling me about the time he witnessed a man who was hacked to death by an opponent wielding a machete. What my friend found shocking was that the victim didn't even try to fight back. He just froze up in place and then soon afterwards was killed. Okay, this so-called brain freeze is actually quite common in deadly combat, and so we put together a video to help you with a couple of things. Number one, how to avoid freezing up in a potentially lethal confrontation. And number two, you'll discover a handful of simple military moves that can kill a man using nothing but your bare hands. The moves you'll discover are brutal and lethal. I would show them to you right now, but this lethal lesson has been banned from this platform. If I showed it to you here, they would shut down this channel for sure. So I hosted the video on a different platform. It's free. You can get to the link in the description right now to get it for free. Get there now. Yeah, it's brutal, but when your life is on the line, this is priceless stuff. Okay, let's move on to our next tip.
Hey crew, Mark Hatmaker here. Assisting me today is Chris Headhunter Osborne. This will be appropriate because this is a move that he loves to do. I would have him demonstrate it, but I'm older and I get to do what I want. Stockade guillotine can be used, street. You could actually apply this in sportive aspect if you get an upright in an octagon cage. That's fine, but primarily we're looking at it from old school frontier combat aspect where it comes from. Stockade guillotine is basically running a standard guillotine that you would think now, but without ever having to go to the ground, and there's no lifting on it whatsoever. That way it doesn't matter if you've got someone who's taller than you and the lifting really goes nowhere, and a little lifting is not the way we go. Because we're old school wrestlers more than we are jujitsu jiu-jitsu folk around here. Make sure we're all on the same page about a standard guillotine. If I borrow his head here for just a moment, I'm going to have this hand wrap a throat cutter grip. This thumb pointing up, protrudes all the way to the other side. I reach through and I grab not my hand, I grab my wrist, and then I would lift up, and there's that bit of a tap. Now, he was being kind with it. He's a strong man. Probably he's a little taller than me as well. If I really pulled hard, he's going to start running through all the counters that he knows to do. So I've got my height discrepancy against me. He's got his counters available to me. I've got a better shot if I jump, pull guard, hit the ground. That way I can control his waist with my legs and get some cervical separation there. But in a street aspect, I don't want to go to the ground, right? Or in a bar, there's glass, there's whatever, there's a new mass attack going on, I don't want to go to the ground. I may not care if we're just going on this nice soft mat that we're working on right now, but if I'm thinking about how I train is how I fight, yeah, I don't want to do that. So let's say I wind, let alone the fact that we don't really guillotine this way. We kind of run it off in a chancery position, so we don't have any kind of head protrusion. When a head's popped out on the outside of our arms, it's opening him up to more counters. I'm going to reduce those counters, but that's a subject for another day. But to stockade guillotine, I can change that height differential, get it back into my favor, and not go to the ground. The difference here is whenever I hit, I got to be aware of my surroundings here. Whenever I've got the guillotine, instead of me lifting whatsoever, I go low and I run him into the wall, and now I guillotine from here. You okay? Yeah. So my job is to use the upright of the wall, the bar, the parked car is the ground. So my job is to hit that guillotine, and I actually dip my hips low. There's no lift whatsoever. So it's counterintuitive. Standard guillotine, we know that I'm not really pulling this time. I'm going to go up with everything. This guillotine, I go low, run it back. As soon as he hits, that's the ham slam. He puts his hands against the wall, and I don't lift from here. It's me going into it. So with Invisible Headhunter right here, even whenever I get to here, I don't lift. I hit him against the wall, and I just keep driving forward this way. This crunches him in. So the wall acts as doing the exact same job my legs would have done if I jumped and pulled guard, and I never even had to jump and pull guard.
I go somewhere, I'm always in what I call condition orange or condition red. And they understand this because most of you walk around in condition white. We call them mouth breathers. You don't know what's going on, especially nowadays, because I don't have a phone in front of me, but all of you walk around like this and you have no idea what's going on around you. Now we see these school shootings. We see people getting shot in Vegas. We see all these shootings where people are caught up in this stuff because they're not aware, because you're walking around in condition white. I'm sure he does the same thing I do. When I go into a restaurant, first thing I do is check all the exits. Know where I'm going to get away. Probably not the front door, because we probably have to go out the side or the back door, right?
360.
360. It is the same way. She's Navy. 360. We check that, and I put myself where the wall is to the back of me, so I can see what's happening around me. And I hate to say this, because my therapist say this is crazy, but I size everybody up when they come through the door, and I already know how I'm going to take you down. So I look at Jimbo, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit him in his throat. I look at my boy, he's raising his hand. I look at him, and I already know how I'm going to take you down if I have to. By the way, I can legally carry a weapon, so I'm already planning how I'm going to take you down. I thought that was normal because we've been in the military since we were 17 years old. Plus, we grew up in Chicago. We already knew you have to be alert like this in Chicago. When you walk into a room, you got to know which gangbanger is going to try to take you out. So it wasn't like, the military honed those skills, but they're already there from when we were children, growing up, not knowing who's going to clock you in the back of the head, not knowing who's going to put a knife up to your throat or whatever. So military honed those skills, but that's what we become. And my therapist said that's not what normal people do, but that's normal for us to always be alert. So let me go back to this. Condition white. We have condition yellow, where you kind of alert to your surroundings. We go into condition orange, where we're ready to go, and then condition red, where the shit hits the fan, and we're in operator mode. So we're operators now. We're doing what we do. And he's shaking his head because that's what we're all trained to do, especially when we're combat guys. And that's how we live our life.
I'll show you what actually happened here. In the first application, I was using the so-called jutso, or shock arm motion, in order to open him up, to enlarge his angle of attack. I was taking a step back so that I really exposed his head, and then I went up into his eyes. After this, I went down to pull him even deeper into my upcoming attack, and then hit to the throat. In the second application, I moved my body completely out of the way, defending with a so-called lanzo motion, and then attacking with a foxo motion to the throat.
Another aspect of moving bodies will be the neck twist. Corey's a big guy. He wants to attack me. He wants to come up to me and talk to me in a physical manner. Oh, I'm going to get down. Okay. I'm just going to take him down. It's a real simple move. Where that head go, that neck, once you twist his neck, his body's going to follow. He's going to go with the pain. Once he goes with the pain, you're going to drop him. Once you drop him, you're exiting. Because again, he might have some homies sitting around. He might have other individuals that you know, whether male or female. His woman might be a just ride or die chick. And she might be trying to stab you from the back. So when I hear bam, I want to go. That's my main aspect, is just bouncing out the situation once I grab that neck twist. Again, wherever the neck, let's go over here. Wherever that neck goes, that body's going to follow. Just turning it, letting them see the sky. You know, what's up there, homie? Check that out. And drop his head down. Most people don't tuck their chin when they fall. So you're looking at also an aspect of once he falls, you got your head hitting the ground. You're trying to get rid of this cat and move on to the next exit or what have you. Any way that you can get away from him.
What I want to talk about street smart and being clever about what you do. First of all, don't get in a confrontation. Definitely don't get in a confrontation with somebody holding a knife or any kind of weapons on you. But if you have to, and we talked about improvised weapon, your cell phone, your keys, your jacket becomes a weapon to protect yourself, stabbing. I'm striking him, hey? Everything can become a weapon. He comes in, here, my destructive to the face, I kick, I come in with elbows and finish without worrying about the knife too much, okay? You can talk yourself out of it and take your belt out really fast. And now I got a nice weapon to play with in here, hey? As I get the first strike out, he hesitates, I come in with the second one, finish him, and finish my job. So as you can see, your whole body, every accessories you're carrying could be an improvised weapon. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay safe. When you go outside, be aware of your environment, be aware of where you're going, and God bless you. I'm Jacob Wrestler. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.
Doesn't take any flexibility and not a whole lot of practice to be able to use these. Okay, generally speaking, when two people, they put the hands up, if you bring the knee up, first thing they're going to think is you're going to kick up high. What you're going to do is you're going to bring it up, come right down, and break the foot. Once again, come in, down, stomping into this area. You've got a bunch of bones, all the phalanges across the top, and the ankle bone itself. If you're wearing shoes that are hard instead of tennis shoes, very effective. Up, break, then you can either make your escape. When you break the foot, it's going to be in a lot of pain. You've got other techniques that you can strike with. The next kick is one that attacks the knee joint. It's a very, very easy kick to do. What it does is it flexes the knee, causes them to pop their knee. It's not necessarily immediately debilitating, but it will open up. What you do with this kick, you come straight up and flex it down. And the whole kick is in the ankle. You're here, up, down.
Effective self-defense hinges upon your ability to transition between realms. The body-on-body realm, or the realm where people are grabbing you, putting their hands on you, meaning they're inside this distance, doing whatever it is that they're doing, is a critical realm that you need to understand. Now, we've done a couple concepts here today, and there's nothing really very fancy. There are multiple approaches to all the grabs that we showed. But for this program, what we want to make sure you understand is you've got to be thinking simplistically. You have to be thinking in one or two movements. You have to be thinking in how to utilize your body to open up their vulnerability so I can get one of his eyes, that I can tear any tissue. Anything that's soft on this face, remember, comes off. All I need is enough room from being grabbed to get something to tear. This tears, the nose tears, everything tears. The trachea and esophagus tear with less than 10 pounds of pressure. You know, that's it. It's broke. People don't realize how vulnerable the body is. So when somebody grabs you, that means they're putting their hands on you. Unless they're from Mars and got 3 hands, as long as they got their hands on you, you have room to attack. You have to keep clear about the psychology of conflict. Your psychology meaning I'll be damned if I'm going to be victimized. I am not a victim. So when you put your hands on me, you better expect a fever in return. That is the way you have to be viewing your own personal self-defense. He touches you, he has overstepped the line, and he is just lost all rights to life. He dies, especially if I'm with my family, I'm with my mother, my father, whoever. So keep in mind all the soft tissue issues, keep in mind your body, and when you think about working these type of grab defenses, get with somebody if you work with, make sure you're working hard, working aggressive. Don't be easy on each other because you're not on the street, nobody's gonna be easy on you. Make it as hard as you can. Work through these techniques very simply. I think you'll find a lot of very easy solutions in what we've shared here today.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.